Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Somewhere in the Middle. And as usual, this is Pao.
This is Kati.
And this is Raffy.
Ayan, so it's another day with you guys. So for today, we will be talking about an ideal world. Because we all know that, of course, we want a lot of improvements. Pero mga bagay na gusto nating baguhin sa ating mga daily lives, sa ating society. Wow, biglang deep. Diba?
Triggered na naman si ate girl mo.
Triggered na naman. So we'll be talking about everything na gusto nating baguhin or gusto nating makita for us what an ideal world is. Okay, so siguro magbatuhan tayo ng mga ideas natin, guys. Kung ano yung mga aspects na sa tingin natin ay dapat baguhin or maybe dapat madagdag sa isang ideal world. Who wants to go first?
Raffy! Ah, di ba?
Walang niya. Who wants to go first? Tapos binawalunteer mo ko. Well, gusto, gusto ko, ideal world is, we can still produce the stuff that we are producing now, like yung kung anong kailangan, but it's not harmful to the environment. So yung technology or the things they use to produce or the byproducts of what they produce hindi harmful sa environment natin. Although there are steps that start to pero yung ideal sana na all our products are like that.
Yeah, I think what the steps that you're taking is the step that we do, diba? But iba kasi if it's the corporations, it's the manufacturing plants that do these steps to improve. That's very green of you naman. Very
I'm always green. I'm always green. Oh, well. Mariah Carey who? Char.
You got my respect there, Bexy Raffy. I like that answer. How
Pero
about
si Scotty hindi nakarelate kasi hindi siya nag-react dun sa sinabi ko.
Kasi green na daw siya eh. For those na nanonood sa YouTube, meron siyang tanim sa ulo.
Isa na kasi akong halaman. Joke lang.
Wow. O sige, ikaw, Bexy Scotty, ano ang first entry mo sa ideal world?
Sige, panindigan natin ang pagiging green. So, syempre, I want to reserve yung mga forest natin. I mean, in the future, I really wanted to see them pa rin. Kasi, alam niyo naman, dahil sa pagdami ng population and ng padagdag ng mga housing projects, nawawala na yung mga greeneries natin, yung like forest, yung iba, yung mga farmlands, So, even though na nandiyan na yung technology, at least kailangan pa rin natin magkaroon ng at peace side. So, yung greenery side.
Alam mo, may naisip ako dun sa sinabi ni Scotty, sorry. Alam mo, being pop culture Bekshi and general information Bekshi nyo, no? Parang, I read or watched somewhere na parang, pag pinagsama-sama lahat ng tao sa mundo in one place, parang sobra pa si Australia. Sobra pa yung land area ni Australia. Kung i-concentrate tayo sa isang lugar, parang, if we are going to make everyone live in one place, sobra pa yung lugar ni Australia. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong to our listeners, pero yun yung naalala ko dun sa napanood ko.
Kaya nga, di ba naghahanap pa sila ng tao na titira dun sa kanila?
But
Actually.
the level of density though, that's not a healthy kind of density for a place to live in. Kasi, I mean, just here, diba, in the Philippines with how dense the population is.
Pero if I remember, parang yung video na yun, I think it's how it works or parang how it works na channel sa YouTube. Parang given an ample space for everyone. Parang yung kasi like families naman yung iba, so parang one house, it's fine, diba? So parang the lugar of Australia will be sobra-sobra.
Or like, high-rise buildings like condominium style.
Yeah.
Or build na mataas yung density with the small space, diba?
Yes.
Yeah. Basta earthquake-proof
Basta earthquake-proof. Meron naman ganon sa mga architecture. And speaking of architecture, actually yung naalala ko from what Scotty said is yung tinatawag na green architecture na basically they incorporate yung forests doon sa housing, doon sa house, the buildings that they build. Yung meron nga mga vertical na forests.
Yes,
That
vertical
basically
gardens. Yun,
yung integrated siya doon sa building. And even I read about, actually I watched a video over at Facebook about this hospital na self-sustaining sila when it comes to food because they grow their own plants, their own vegetables doon sa rooftop. And that's what they do to provide food for their patients. So it's very possible.
Wait, nag-research ako habang yung channel pala is half as interesting. Doon nandun yung what if all the people in the world lived in one place. Parang ganun. Check it out.
Sana madami pang areas ang Australia, diba?
Actually, madami. Like, the middle of Australia, walang nakatira pero it's very arid. Oh, word for the day, arid.
Arid.
Arid, A-R-I-D. Charles, pinili ko talaga.
Hindi mo lang naki-joke, hindi mo lang naki-ride. Pinatulan talaga niya.
We all have that one friend, and that is me.
Oh my God.
So going back.
Ikaw na, Pao.
Ako na pala ang sasagot.
With your French beret, Char.
With my French beret right now as a filter. Oh no, that's not a filter, that's real. Anyway, so in an ideal world, doon muna tayo sa malapit. Okay, doon muna tayo sa malapit. Ma-eradicate na ang COVID. Kasi kayo ang layo agad nung sinabi niya. Doon muna tayo sa malapit.
Sorry naman, kasi parang iba talaga pag intellectual Bex.
Step by step papunta sa future. Okay. So yun yung sa akin. First of all is ma-eradicate ang COVID, and also in line with that, people would understand the science of vaccine so they don't become afraid of it na parang, oh my God, I'm not gonna get a vaccine and stuff like that because it's gonna kill me, okay?
Hindi lang yun. Diba? They're using vaccines to control us in the future.
Meron din yung in 6 months we're all gonna die because of the vaccine.
Yeah, we're gonna be zombies.
Oo. So ideally, educated na yung mga tao sa ganung bagay.
Magdadagdag sana ako ng mean about vaccine. Yung maglagay ng magnet.
Hindi ko alam.
Maglagay ng magnet?
Hindi ko saan ka nabakunahan kasi meron daw bakal doon tapos pag nag-stick yung magnet. So I'm not sure if you know that, guys.
We don't know it.
So sige, pang kantong.
Sabi niya, I'm not sure if you know it. No, we don't know it.
No, I also don't know it. Oh
sige,
my God.
okay guys. Ganyan po talaga yung mga tigo 1%. Pangkantong kasi yun pangkantong meme kasi.
And can I just say, medyo unrelated sa topic, but merong yung mga Ripley's Believe It or Not, na meron na silang superpowers that things like get attached to their bodies, yung mga metals, kasi magnetic daw yung katawan nila. That's not magnetism, that's adhesion. Ibig sabihin may certain like naka-spread sa skin nila that causes it or the metals to stick. Na-disprove na yon. So baka yun yung tinutukoy nung
Can I just say na nag-enjoy ako nung nakapag-visit ako sa isang Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. Sobrang interesting. Like,
sobrang 1%?
Sobrang interesting niya. Tapos parang yung other half of the first half of the museum was Ripley's Believe It or Not. Tapos pagdating dun sa second half, parang medyo parang horror house walkthrough siya. Tapos super enjoy to see, like kunyari, the tallest man, tapos may wax figure siya na nandun.
Where was this?
Siyempre pag sinabi ko kung saan, sasabihin nyo na naman 1%, di ba?
Sabihin mo na.
Sa US, sa States.
Oh my God, 1%!
Sige. Na lang ako.
Alright, so yeah, that's what I want, of course, in an ideal world is ma-solve na natin yung problem with COVID. So, Balik tayo sa paikot natin, Raffi. Ano pa ang gusto mo makita sa world?
This would, I mean, disclaimer, I'm not gonna be an LGBT warrior for this episode. Pero in an ideal world, diba? Parang wala nang pinaglalaban ng mga LGBTQIA plus people because it's very normal na lang. Parang, parang, I want you to meet my partner. Oh, tapos ang lalaki, okay, nice to meet you. Ganon. Wala na yung lalaki mo.
Ganon. Lalaki.
Diba?
I like that.
Diba? Kasi triggered si Ate Pao. Kaya I like that.
I like that. Kasi like, oo naman. Kasi it's about fully accepting people for who they are. And alam natin na marami pang, judgmental people right now, like Raffi, judgmental, no? But sana, mas maging accepting ang society sa different kinds of people all over the world. Wow! May deep.
Triggered pa nga. Kaya nga,
Hindi naman ako triggered doon. I was very calm nga when I was giving my feedback. Kasi it has to match with what I'm wearing, which is a beret.
Kati.
Sa akin, siguro fast creation of vaccine to all viruses. So,
wala naki-leveling kay Pao. Nandun na sa ideal world ni Char.
Hindi, sa kanya kasi COVID. So, akin yung different virus. So, syempre, pati HIV, magawa na ng vaccine. Diba? Para hindi matalo ng ARV yung lahat ng katawan mo. So,
I love that you're very aware of those things though. Kasi meron akong mga nakilalang people na part of the LGBTQIA community that's not aware of the vaccine research regarding HIV and the ARVs that people with HIV have to take. Kasi here kasi in the Philippines, the people tend to be afraid or judgmental, prejudiced against those people that tests positive for HIV. And thing is, if they don't get tested, and if they are positive and they don't get tested, they will die from infections. But HIV is very treatable right now because of the
Actually,
ARV.
alam mo, not only with the Philippines, the whole world, diba? Kaya nga dati, diba, parang dati it was tagged as a gay disease, tapos
may cancer.
Oo, tapos diba, it led to more discrimination against LGBT people.
mm-hmm.
Tapos diba, I remember Princess Diana made headlines kasi parang she went to the States to go in people with AIDS na hospital. Yeah. Tapos na hinawakan niya, na hinag niya ata or handshake ganyan.
Handshake.
To dispel the rumors that you can contract HIV or AIDS just by merely touching the people who are positive.
Yun nga. Kasi ang dami pa kasing like mystery in the way that people do not educate themselves about it. So like right now, ang dami ko nakikita sa Twitter kasi doon ko na-encounter yung sa Twitter yung U equals U. As long as you...
Yes, undetectable. Pakiulit, Kati.
Undetectable, you're untransmittable.
Kala ko sabi niya undelectable.
Ako din as long as you're undetectable, you're untransmittable.
Yes, yun nga eh. So, and it's like basically, if you're undetectable, the virus is controlled. You're gonna live like
yung viral load mo.
Unlike if you don't get tested, tapos ma-infect ka ng kung ano-ano, edi, what ending will you get, diba?
Yeah.
Kawawa naman.
Okay. Wow, ikaw, ano ang mo, ideal world mo, sige.
Okay, actually, nung sinabi ni Scotty, doon sa vaccine, HIV, blah, 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 papunta na rin ako doon actually, pero kasi nasabi na. And nakapag-share na rin ako ng thoughts ko doon. And that's okay. I also appreciate what you shared, Scotty, kasi in an ideal world talaga, that's true. Now, siguro, another thing that I want to have in an ideal world is the end of racism. Kasi, like, right now, Chinese people, even though I disapprove with a lot of actions of the Chinese government. The Chinese people in the United States, they get hate crimes just because they're Chinese. Kasi
No,
they're
not just Chinese. Kaya may Asian
Asian.
hate, right?
yeah, oo.
Kasi I mean, just by merely looking at Asians, lalo na kung they fall under the small eyes na chinito, chinita, 'di ba? It's really hard to discriminate. I mean, not discriminate, parang discern or
English.
Kaya kung sino man yung Chinese, Korean, and Vietnamese,
Japanese, Filipino.
Cuba, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Lalo na with the onset of COVID that we're experiencing right now, because it originated in
Wuhan.
China, di ba?
Yeah.
Wuhan. Kaya mas nagrumabi pa, di ba? And even for Black Americans, they've been experiencing it for years and years and years and years.
Yes.
Decades. Oo, ang
Centuries.
tagal.
No, centuries.
Centuries, oo, kasi because of slavery, di ba? And right now, they're gaining more support with the movement that Black lives do matter. And yun pa, kasi whenever people say, or whenever woke people say Black lives matter, other people would say, all lives matter. But like, that's not the point. Kasi if you're not experiencing the judgments, the
Pero
racism, crimes.
Pero, sorry to cut, pero feeling ko naman, may point naman si all lives matter. 'Di ba? Kasi, yun nga, parang, not used in the term they use now. 'Di ba? Parang, minsan kasi parang, ginagamit si all lives matter to fight or to negate. 'Di ba?
Mhm.
Negate Black Lives Matter, 'di ba? Pero if come to think of it, kung titingnan mo talaga yung meaning or yung pinupush ni All Lives Matter, feeling ko nakapasok naman si Black Lives Matter kasi nga all lives matter, all types of people's lives matter.
That is true. Oo, yun nga. All lives matter. It's not wrong. Kasi totoo naman, all lives matter. It's
Pero,
just that a lot of people are using it. Oo. Para kontrahin yung
well,
Black
they
Lives
use it,
Matter.
Tapos ikaw naman, oo. So, walang form.
Diba? Kasi nagkakaintindihan tayo.
Yes.
Oo.
Oo.
So, ang
Ano na
title
tayo sa
ng episode na to ay
Oo.
Pero that's true kasi despite it being true that all lives matter, there is an appropriate time to use it. If people are fighting for the rights of Black people or maybe Asian people because of Asian hate that's going on right now, it's not appropriate to just point out na hindi na naman kayo nagmamatter, all lives matter. No. Yun na lang masabi ko, no.
Siguro the way they use it, kasi nga yun nga, di ba, parang yung mga Karens of the US or parang yung mga tingin nila sa sarili nila ang taas, parang they use it to negate those hashtags na Black Lives Matter or Stop Asian Hate hashtags, di ba? To make it seem na they're trying, alam mo yung parang passive-aggressive na they're trying to, where we are supporting you but we're really not supporting you, Chupa.
That's true. Oo. Parang they lack awareness of what's really going on. They want to be relevant but they don't understand the reason why
Truly.
people are fighting for this. Oo. Okay. So that's my that's one of my ideas of what should be seen in an ideal world. So let's go naman to Raffy. Balik tayo sa iyo, Raffy. Umikot na tayo.
Oo, nawala ako. Okay. In an ideal world, actually, to be honest, medyo nag-iisip ako kanina. Parang, pag sinabi ko to, merong parang, hindi naman backlash, parang yung effect. How will it affect the environment or, humankind in general? So, parang, I hope in an ideal world, parang, diseases would be a thing of the past. Like, connected siya dun sa HIV and such. Pero like, di ba, there are, again, di ba, hashtag conspiracy theories na there are already medicines to cure certain diseases, pero they don't put it out because pharmaceutical companies really want to make money kasi pag wala na yon, they cannot make any more money, right?
Mhm.
So parang well, that's the ng ideal side ko, pero coming to think of it kanina, parang habang nakikinig ako sa inyo tapos inisip ko, parang paano yung magiging effect nun on humankind if nobody dies because of because of diseases or what? Parang mas matagal yung lifespan ng mga tao. So mas maraming generations yung pang-aabot. So parang I think na kung ganun man, it's more siguro parang the current 7 billion people on Earth would be like doubled.
Ang masasabi ko dun sa, biglang kailangan may reaction eh.
Yeah.
With that, I would say, wait lang, question. So yung ideal ba, as in wala talagang disease or kaya nating labanan yung disease?
Well, both.
Okay, kasi on one end, if it's the walang disease, I don't think it's possible. Kasi like viruses, bacteria, different types of parasites or pathogens na nakakapasok sa katawan natin, they mutate really fast. Kaya mas madali silang mag-adapt to changes sa environment. Kung nakagawa tayo ng gamot, mas mabilis silang adapt mga ganong bagay-bagay.
Panira tong si Pao, no? Panira, ideal nga. Ito, sisirain mo yung idea ko.
Hindi, pero kasi...
May sagot siya doon.
Ha?
May sagot siya doon. May sagot siya doon.
Yung sinasabi ko, the other end of the spectrum, which is with the improvement ng technology. Kasi magbabattle yan eh. Magbabattle yung bilis ng pag-improve ng viruses or pathogens at sa pag-improve ng technology natin. If maka-improve yung technology natin to the point na kaya nating ma-preserve yung lives, then for me, that's what's ideal doon sa story mo, doon sa opinion mo on that. Siguro yun yung mas realistic din na ma-achieve na idea.
Okay, Scotty.
So,
wala siya sinabi.
Sinabi mo na lahat eh. Ano pang sasabihin ko?
Scotty.
Kung sinabi ni Bexy Raffy na magta-times 2 or times 3 yung population kasi yung generation will be magkakasalubong. Overlapping. So ang akin siguro one ideal thing on that is to have a second planet.
Or not more.
Or more planets where we can live in. Diba? So, pero di ba, patungo na rin naman tayo doon kasi they're looking for more planets or livable planets where we can go. So I'm not sure when and where. So, hoping.
I think right now, like, they're studying the possibility of terraforming sa Mars.
Mars, yeah.
Diba? That's why they sent machines there to like study how adaptable it is to life.
Yeah, buti na may water na doon.
May water pa ba? Or nag-dry up siya right now? I think nag-escape sa, sa...
Atmosphere.
Anong tawag nito? Atmosphere nila, tama.
Pero may ice pa doon. I mean, may ice something doon sa dulo ng Mars.
Okay.
Okay, so Pao, ikaw.
Okay. Alam niyo yung case sa work life ng New Zealand?
Yung hanggang 5 p.m.
Yung parang late na sila nagsa-start, tapos parang hanggang 3 p.m. lang sila or something like that. Yung maaga, yung late na, hindi, maaga, earlier than 5. Kasi 5 ang usual dito sa Philippines eh. Yun yung parang,
wait, I saw something like that, pero in Australia, sa TikTok, na parang,
yung babae.
Oo, na parang culture shocks na nangyari sa kanya.
I'm
parang,
confused.
parang tinatanong siya, anong ginagawa mo habang naglo-lunch break? I'm working. Parang, hindi, pag lunch break lang, don't think about work, ganyan. Or parang, sa Australia, parang pag mag-overtime, you have to tell it in advance that you'll be doing overtime. Kasi pag hindi, paalisin ka talaga dun sa office. I mean, based on the culture shock that she experienced.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
So yun, ideal world, maganda yung work-life balance, and it's not about the hours that you spend, it's about the productivity that you have. Kasi
Pero
right,
sorry, sa Philippines lang ata, kasi parang with Korean and Japanese, parang it's more of their culture kasi, at saka parang may hierarchy, like, di ba, the subordinates cannot leave unless the superior
Boss.
leaves. Oo, parang ganon. Parang nasa kanila na yon. Pero siguro nga, I mean, pero it worked wonders for them eh.
Yeah, oo. Well, pero kasi, like, we can see naman, actually may study na kinonduct on shortened work weeks. Kasi tayo, di ba, ang weekends natin rather is just Saturday and Sunday. Yung
Yeah.
typical. Basta 2 days lang. Kahit anumang day yan, usually 2 days lang. But there was a study na instead of letting people work for 40 hours, parang binawasan nila to 30 ba yun? 30 hours lang ata per week. Ganun lang kakonti. And they saw that the employees tended to be happier, and also they tend to be as productive as the usual. Kasi for people working longer hours, yung required talaga sila to work longer hours, they tend to do other stuff during their work hours. Kaya
At
hindi
saka
sila
yung productivity, bababa talaga kasi parang napapagod ka eh.
At saka meron tayong, yung mga Pilipino, di ba, meron tayong mayana habit. O sige, pwede pa yan tomorrow, pwede pa yan mamaya.
Manyana habit.
Mayani habit, yeah.
Manyana
ba? Okay.
Manyana.
At
Sige, manyana yan. Manyana yan.
At saka diba, like, Europeans have, like Spanish, like talagang inaano nila yung siesta tayo.
Oh, really?
Parang
I
meron,
don't know.
pati French ata, parang they start later, pero kasi yung dinner nila, it's supper na. Kasi it's later. Kumbaga parang, tapos there's a certain time in the afternoon that everybody, like even the restaurants close for that time kasi nga parang siesta time or something like that. Parang, I'm not sure on the specifics, pero look at naman Spain and France, diba? Parang they are very productive din, diba?
Owing it to the beret that I'm wearing, inspired by Emily in Paris, based on the Emily in Paris show that I've seen, parang it was frowned upon na she was early for work and na kumain siya, tapos short lang yung lunch break na tinake niya. Gina-judge siya nung workmates niya from.
Yeah, kasi yun nga, parang I think yung ideal world, Chuva mo, is it works with the Philippine setting.
It's hopefully would work for the Philippine setting. Basically, other countries have that. Now, para sana if the world can implement that, so people would be happier, less stressed, have more time to interact with their families, with their friends. Kasi we don't want to live to work. We want to work to live. Diba?
Let me add to that, no, yung ideal world mo na yan. Yung pag wala ka na sa work, hindi ka naguguluhin.
Yes, oh my God.
Hindi ako sanay. Wait, hindi ako sanay.
You have to set boundaries kasi.
Diba? Parang
kasi,
nasa bahay ka na, you're resting na, tapos they email you or they chat you to do this, tapos di ka man hihindi. Na parang, this is my, rest time, ganyan. Tapos hindi naman kasama sa isusweldo nyo sa akin yung...
Exactly. You have to take care of yourself kasi you're expendable. If you get burnt out, if you die from stress, no?
Diba?
Just a few
Somebody's waiting outside.
You.
Somebody's waiting outside to take your possession.
Exactly. So you should take care of yourself as well. Okay, actually I had an experience, share ko na lang, no, that may program na in-implement na I was the one na nag-ayos nun. Tapos out of nowhere, on a Friday night, kasi we finished late na nga 6:30 kami natatapos sa work and that's already late. Now, biglang may tumawag sa akin 12 midnight asking, Sir, pwede bang pa-extend nung akin? Kasi nakalimutan ko. Parang, what? Tumawag ha?
Hindi, tsaka the reason is not, proper or parang acceptable, nakalimutan.
And it wasn't a life and death situation. Diba? It wasn't the right time to ask.
Sana sinapit na lang niya, in FYI ka na lang niya na, hi sir, I forwarded this and that.
Oo.
So, if you have time, kindly check, ganyan.
Sana nag-email na lang siya regarding that. Kasi it wasn't like that urgent. Tapos meron tumatawag ng 7 a.m. Like, my work starts at 8:30, guys. Please.
Totoo naman.
Kakain mo lang yan. So, yun.
Totoo.
So, yun. Relate si plant tita.
Pili ko si Scotty kasi yung nanggugulo eh. Nanggugulo ng 8.
Hindi. Pagkausap ko yan minsan, hindi ko makausap na maayos kasi nagre-reply siya sa mga customer service, Chuva.
Oh my God. Ew, charot. Stress.
Hindi kasi, diba, parang, sa akin kasi parang operations side kasi ako eh. So, even syempre, we're on call most of the time. So, tapos most of the inquiries sa akin din dumadaan. Customer service, sales.
Kasi it's part of your job talaga to be on call.
Yeah.
Like siguro kasi sa akin, it's not part. Actually, because of those instances, I talked to the managers of those people. Like, that's my personal time. That's out of my work hours. So please refrain from disturbing my work hours. Kasi these matters are not that urgent. So, ginanon ko talaga. Ginanon ko yung manager nila. Tapos napagsabihan sila. So,
diba triggered din si ate sa work?
Ha?
Triggered pa rin si ate sa work?
Oo, work na triggered pa din.
No, kasi you have to respect people's time. Kasi they have...
Papalitan ko na yung Papalitan
Hindi na ako intellectual, Beshi.
Oo, triggered Beshi.
Beshi na ako. Pwede naman both. Triggered like, pwede naman both, di ba?
Triggered intellectual, pero mas triggered Bekshi.
Si Bekshi Raffy, di ba? Hindi lang siya basta pop culture Bekshi, 1% Bekshi din siya.
Correct.
Oo. Tapos si
diba,
Scotty, anong other title niya?
Pag ako na-kidnap, tapos wala naman akong pang-ransom, sasabihin na saan yung 1% na yan. Hindi ko naman hindi ko ka-level sina like Small Laude, Alice Eduardo.
Alam ko, Alice Eduardo.
Actually, hindi naman si Small Loud ang binibigay namin may ibang comparison. Wait, ibibigay namin mamaya.
Ba't di mo pa sabihin dito?
Baka sabihin mo, I can buy you, your friends, and...
Ann Curtis? Ann Curtis?
Oo. Anyway, so ayun.
Baka makidnap ang ating ate.
Oo, kasalanan nyo. Hindi kayo makakatulog pag ako nakidnap talaga.
Okay lang, makakatulog pa rin ako. So, Raffi, ikaw, in an ideal world.
Tandaan mo yan, ha?
Binalikan mo pa, hindi pa ako na yung topic eh.
Wait, in an ideal world, there is no class discrimination. Akala nyo.
That's coming from 1%.
Walang class A, class B, Chuba. Parang everybody can afford X. Naalala ko na yung naisip ko kanina. X. Okay, in an ideal world, na parang there wouldn't be food shortages. Parang we can grow. Actually, we can grow food naman to feed everybody, di ba? Pero, siguro yung walang nagugutom kasi everybody or we can grow food everywhere, di ba? And it's readily accessible to all people.
Yeah.
Tsaka yun nga, tas going back to the first idea ko, ideal world comment ko, na it's not going to hurt the environment. Kasi diba, like with the Amazon forest, sinusunog nila the trees to make room for cattle farms.
Mm-hmm.
Just to up the supply of beef.
Mm-hmm. Pero to add on to that, regarding food wastage, I want to say something. Kasi people right now or the companies that basically import yung mga fruits, vegetables, and stuff, when they have their produce, when they harvest their produce, they throw out a lot of stuff that they don't that don't pass their standards kung ano yung dapat itsura.
And usually, ano lang, aesthetic lang.
Coloration, or may
Oo.
bugbog lang, di ba?
Kaya nga in London, there's this grocery or parang pinamimigay na lang yung mga from the grocery na kunyari nagkakabugbog na or parang hindi pa sira pero nagdi-discolor na. Parang they give it to homeless people ata or parang they put it in some area tapos you can buy it for cheaper.
Okay, hanap tayo ng factories and gawin natin yung project na yan, di ba?
Yung
Wala
ganung
mo
project
Factory
Kung wala
ng
silang...
fruit? Factory ng fruit?
I mean, yung
Hindi,
nag-export.
like a store for that.
Mm-hmm.
Gandang project noon.
Diba?
Pero let's
Kung wala
make
silang CSR, yun yung magiging CSR nila.
pag they did that, siguraduhin naman nila hindi pa bulok talaga, ha?
Eh di kung bulok, gawin natin yung fertilizer.
Hindi,
Oo,
I mean, we're going to feed them to people. So parang wag naman yung bulok na talaga. We can do other stuff with the bulok na.
Yes.
That's true.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Scotty.
How about you, Scotty?
So sa akin, an ideal world wherein we already addressed the 17 United Nations Development Goals.
Ay, wow!
Sige, what are the 17 UN SDGs?
Wait, number 1, eradicate poverty. I know poverty. Number 2, zero hunger.
May ano siya, may...
May kodigo.
Ay, kodigo, hindi ko may paray.
Not looking.
At saka,
Kaya mo?
alam mo, yung mga sinabi natin kanina,
Nandun na yung lahat eh.
Nandun
Not
yun eh.
all, yung
Nandun na yung
ideals
lahat
natin
eh.
nandun.
Yeah. Except lang yung lumipat sa kabilang planeta.
Lagi mo, hindi pang 18 siya.
Oo.
Find
Di ba mo planet?
Terraforming, ganon.
Yun.
Okay.
Hindi ko na siya
Alam ko,
isa-isahin. Pero kasi we already discussed everything naman during our discussion.
Wait, let's educate. Let's teach the listeners or tell the listeners ano ba yung SDGs na yan, UN SDGs na yan.
United Nations.
So ito yung na-set ng United Nations internationally during with a survey kung ano-ano ba yung mga goals na pwede nating wait, how to explain this?
UN SDGs, ano ba muna sabihin?
Start with the meaning of the acronym UNSDG.
So that's the sustainable goal, development goal.
Development goals.
United Nations Sustainable Development Goal.
Yes.
Okay.
And there are 17 of those. And hindi na namin na-enumerate dito. Just Google
Pero just
it.
samples. Like, there's about...
No poverty, that's one.
Tapos,
aquatic life.
Oo.
Aquatic life, yeah. So, kasi in every 15 years, just to give everyone a little bit of education about the goals, so every 15 years kasi, it started with UNMDG. So that's 2000-ish. So, I forgot ko ilan yung
So
goals
kami pa
nun.
magko-compute dun sa 15 years, char.
That was last 2015. The UN released a new goals. So that's the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Then coming another 15th year, that's
2030.
2030, magkakaroon
Galing mo,
tayo ng new goals.
Galing sa math.
Mathematician, char.
Intellectual Bekshi.
Oh,
So, ayun.
Nasan ka na?
So yun, so 1550. So it was set, pero it was international kasi. They did a survey internationally to identify kung ano ba yung mga problems that we need to resolve.
United Nations, Bekenemen. Willing kami maging ambassador, char.
Yeah.
Sabi ko ambassadress.
Ambassador, sorry.
Oo, ambassador din ako.
Ambassador din ako. Anyway, okay. So that's That's a very ideal world kasi what the UN SDGs paint kasi, what they want to achieve is a very ideal world for like the residents of the whole
Tinalo
world.
tayo pa isa-isa lang. Siya 17.
Oo nga eh. Pero hindi niya na-discuss. So hindi pa niya tayo natatalo.
Okay.
So ayun guys, paki-research na lang po. Kasi actually, yung 17 naman yon, na-discuss na rin naman natin thoroughly dun sa iba't ibang ideal world na nabanggit natin kanina. Bits of bits.
Nahapyawan na siya. So,
I generalize it. We specified it earlier.
Oo. Pero ito, okay, sige. Lalaban ako ng slide. Pero mas specific. In an ideal world. Kasi naman, competitive ni Scotty. Yan, nilahan yan.
Yan, kinalaban mo yung triggered, di ba?
Kaya mo yung triggered eh. Ito ka.
Tatago na tayo.
Tago na kayo. Ito na. Anyway, so, for me, biglang naging behave. For me, in an ideal world, ang gusto ko ma-achieve or gusto ko makita in an ideal world is education, quality education is not just for the rich.
Quality education for all.
Exactly, quality education for all. Kasi that's the reason why we're having a lot of problems, maraming miscommunication, maraming misinformed. It's because people sometimes lack the proper education to comprehend some issues na nangyayari sa different parts of the world. Okay, and because of that, mas nagiging challenging for the world to improve because of misinformation. So yun din, sana mag-stop na ang mga nagpapakalat ng fake news.
Matamaan ang dapat matamaan. Boom.
Matamaan na ang
bato
dapat
sa langit.
Oo. Yung mga sumikat na FB page during the past few years.
Ayan. Sinimulan mo kasi Scotty. Ayan,
na-trigger ulit!
Sabi ko lang matamaan, wala ko sinabing iba.
Triggered.
So anyway, yeah, that's an ideal world for me as well. And I do hope yun is one of the things that's easy to accomplish. One of the realistic things to accomplish.
It's easier. Parang it's closer than the other SDG goals.
It's up to the leaders.
SDG4.
SDG4. It's up to the leaders of the world to implement that.
Okay. Kaya, thank you very much. Pero sabi nga nila, kung walang problema, hindi tayo magiging happy. So, di ba, happiness is yung happy, yan yung nagbibigay sa atin ng description on our ideal world. So, kung walang problema, so wala tayong happiness.
And how can you, diba, say na you're happy kung wala kang sadness na pinagdaanan?
Correct. So, wala kang word na satisfaction. So, maraming salamat.
Parang gusto ko tuloy ma-trigger ulit. Hindi naman porke ideal world, wala nang sadness.
Oo. Wag na. Okay, wag na.
Sige, okay na. Tama na yung okay na yung explanation namin ni Raffy.
Oo. Huwag mo naman kami pagmukhang walang alam, di ba? Di ba quality education for all?
Quality education for all, guys. San ba? Ano ba? Saan na? Char.
Porque tingnan nagtrabaho ka, nag-aral ka sa UP.
Uy! may laglagan ng school.
Oo.
Anyway.
Okay, Scotty, continue what you were saying. Nawala na siya.
Nawala na. Kasi nag-trigger na si ate mo. Nawala na tayo.
Trigger niyo ako eh.
Ang ko lang, so ang definition is ideal, it will be coming from happiness that we're looking for. Diba? So yung happiness na yun is coming from the problems na we solve, na solve natin. So yan. So there's no happiness if we don't know the problem. So something like that.
Siyempre hindi ako magsasalita. Siyempre support ako sa'yo. I got your back, diba? Hindi yung
kasi baka mag-trigger
na yung walang alam, diba?
I got your back too. Oo. So, dapat first step is awareness. Oo, tama ka dyan. I like that.
Quality education!
Education rule!
So, dyan na po.
Oo.
That's our last message. So, I'll turn over the spiel to you guys.
Ayan na nga. So for today, we have seen a lot of ideas from our Bekshis what an ideal world is. Of course, these are just ideas, but we do want to achieve these things. And maybe we can hear from you guys, our listeners, kung ano yung mga ideas nyo on what an ideal world is. You can, of course, comment at our YouTube video version of this podcast. All right. So again, thank you for being with us this episode. And as usual, this is Pao.
This is Scotty.
And this is Raffy.
And this is another episode of Somewhere in the Middle.